Hi, this is Miss Park. Here's a statistics video that has to do with finding out information about a data set or a set of data points. For example, suppose you want to compare two cities. You want to look at what their weather is like, what their temperatures are like. So perhaps you want to compare two cities and see which one's better for living based on their weather conditions. Or maybe you have an employee of the month program and you want to look at the sales of your employees and you want to see who's the employee of the month, right? So we need ways to compare data sets. You're looking here at Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And so in sports, they're always comparing players, right, based on the statistics. So, for example, I found a site here just by typing in compare players, Michael Jordan and LeBron James, and it led me to this page, which you may have seen before if you're a sports fan, but lots and lots of statistics, which I personally don't know what any of it means, but there it is. There's lots of ways to compare them. Each of these things has meaning, right? Today, we're going to talk about probably the simplest way of comparing two sets of data is mean, median, and mode. This is not a new concept for us. It's a new concept in our course, but you probably remember this from elementary school. So going to go through examples of mean, median, and mode, and then the next lesson will be on another kind of calculation that we can make. Okay, so three things to learn about in this video, and they're called central tendency, measures of central tendency. It's big words meaning basically what's the middle or what's the center. And there are three ways to think about what's the center. Here, I'm going to write center or middle. Okay. We could do just a straight average, take all the values and do a straight average of all the values. That would be mean, average. Or there's two other ways of finding sort of what's the central value. I'll start first with mean. So in example one, so this is from your booklet. In example one, you've got all of these scores. And so to figure out the mean is the average. When we figure out the average of numbers, we add them all up and divide by the number of numbers, right? So like if you wrote two quizzes and you got a 10% on one quiz and 100% on the other quiz, then to figure out your average, you would add up the two quizzes and divide by 2. So same thing when you have lots of pieces of data, lots of data points. You add them all up and divide by the number of points. So I've gone through and already counted these. So there are 16 data points. So I've done, just to save the time, I've done the calculations already. And so if you add them up, you get 1106. Okay, I want to add all of these up. And so the mean, which is the average, is the total divided by the number of data points, which is 1106 divided by 16, and that's about approximately 69. Okay, so that would be the mean. The median is the number that's in the middle. So if you put the list in order from smallest to greatest, we want to find the number that's in the middle. So let me do that first, put the list. So I'm just going to write it because I've done it already, but the way you do it is you look very, very carefully, scan very carefully for the smallest number. And I see the smallest number is 45. And I cross it out so that I know I've used it. Oops, I'm sorry, 45. The next smallest, so look very, very carefully here, is 59. And cross it out. And then just keep doing that. Find the next one and next one, and then cross them out so that you know you haven't missed anything. So I'm just going to write them all because I've kind of gone through this exercise on my own before. Okay, 65, 68. Just keep crossing them out as you find them. There's another 68, 69, 71, 71, 72, 76, 83, 86, and 89. Okay. Now, since there are 16 data points, if I split the 16 in half, there's 8 on each side. So 8 and 8. The middle would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I cut this in half over here, I'm going to put this bar here is the middle. That would be my median. But because my median is sitting between 68 and 69, then I have to, then I will take, then my median will be the average of 68 and 69. So therefore the median is 68 plus 69 divided by 2, which is 68.5. Okay, so when you have an even number of data points, your median is going to be a number between two values, because when you split them up in half, you're going to have the same number in each half and nothing in between. So your median, or the middle, is going to be the average of the two values in the middle. Okay, and then the last thing is the mode. So now we've done median. Mode is going to be the number that occurs most often. So the data value that occurs most often. So let's see what occurs most often. And for this one, it's also handy to have the numbers in order, because then, if you're looking at the list not sorted, then it's hard to figure out which ones are there twice. But once you have the list sorted, I can see 61 happens twice, 68 happens twice, 71 happens twice. Let me just check that. Yep. Okay, so really there are three numbers that happen twice. There's no number that happens 3 times. So in this case, there are 3 modes. There are 3 modes. There's 61, 71. Yeah, 61, sorry, 70, not in order. Okay, but anyway, not in order, but here we have it. Okay, so 3 modes. So that's the number that occurs most often. Example 2 says eliminate the last number from example 1. So that would be this 86 on the end. So get rid of the 86 and then find the mean, median, and mode. So just very quickly. So if you take away the 86, then there's now 15 numbers. The sum of all the numbers, when you add them all up, just take away 86 from the total. From question 1. So the sum is 1020. Therefore, the mean is 1020 divided by 15, which is 68. Okay, so it's changed a little bit. Mean used to be 69, approximately. Okay, now it's 68. And then what's going to be the median in this situation? So if you have 15 numbers, that's an odd number. So that's actually good. That means that there's going to be a number in the middle when you split the groups in half. So when you split the 15 numbers, you're going to have 8 numbers. Sorry, you're going to have 7 numbers, then the median, then the other 7 numbers. So that middle value is going to be in position 8. So let's go to my sorted list, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the median is the 8th number, and that's 68. Okay, and then the last one is the mode. And so the mode is which one happens more frequently. It's still the same modes, because I took away an 86. My modes were these 3, 61, 71, 68. I took away only 86, so the rest of them are still there. So still 61, 68, and 71. Okay, just put them in proper order. All right, so that's mean, median, and mode. Hopefully that's familiar to you from your past. Now, what if the data is not given as a list of numbers, but it's given in a table? So this is like think of it like a frequency table, like, when you're counting how many candies we're pulling out of the cup, how many candies of each color. So you can see here all these prices, and the prices are sorted in order. Prices of shoes, okay, in order. So if you were to list all of these, in order, you would have 29.2995 listed 4 times. And then you would have $39.99 listed 10 times. I'm not doing it. I'm just going to start you. Okay, keep going, $39.99, and so on. You'd have them all listed. And then $48.95 12 times, and then this next number 6 times, and so on. You'd have a big, big, long list. So putting it into the table is a shortcut for not having to list them all out, because look, how many numbers would we have, right? How many sold? If you add up all these numbers, you get 40. Okay, so I don't want a list of 40 numbers. So this helps us to organize the list so that we don't have to write it all out. So now let's find mean, median, and mode. Okay, if you want to do the mean, you need to add up all the total, and then we'll divide it by 40. But the total is going to be like this. There's four sold at $29.95, plus 10 sold at $39.99, plus 12 sold at $48.95, plus what else? Okay, where are we? Plus 6 times 55.69, plus 5 at $68.90, plus 3 at $85. Okay, that's not the mean yet. Actually, what this is the total sales. Let me get this out. So total sales. And all of that, if you add that all up together with your calculator, you get $2,040.74. And so the average price that they sold, or the mean, is the total sales divided by the number of sales, or the number of shoes, right? Or pairs of shoes. So that's 2040.74 divided by 40. And that gives us an average sale price of $51.02. Okay, so finding the average is not just adding up all these price columns. There's going to be a certain amount of each one, right? So we have to know how many we sold at each one, and then we can add up all of the sales and then divide it by the number that we sold. Okay, so that's mean. And so now we're going to do median and mode for this example. So the median, so they are already in order. So you can see I've listed them here in order. Okay, up at the top. So I just have to figure out the middle term. So there are 40 numbers. Okay, if I split that 40 in half, I'm going to get 20 and 20. So the median is the average of the 20th and 21st data point, right? Because I'm going to have 20, and then I'm going to have another 20, and the median is going to sit here. So it's going to be the average of those two. So what's going to be the 20th data point? Well, I see that the first 4 are $29.95. Then the next 10 are $39.99. So that means that's already 14. And so the 20th is going to be in this third row here. It's going to be a $48.95. So the 20th is $48.95. And actually the 21st is also $48.95. So therefore the median is going to be the average of those two, but they're the same. So I'm going to get $48.95. So that's the median. And you see that the median is different from the mean. It's different from the average of the whole thing. And the last one to do is the mode. So let me just go up a little bit. Hold on. I'm going to underline median so we can see it. I will underline mean. Okay, and now the mode. So the mode is going to be the price that occurs most often, right? And you can see the price that occurs most often. This one's 4 times, 10 times, 12, 6, 5, and 3. So the one that occurs most often is the 12. So therefore, the price that occurs most often is $48.95. And you can tell because there were 12 sold, and that's the most. Okay, so there we have mean, median, and mode from a list of values and also from a table, a frequency table, and you're responsible for both, okay? And then you have practice in the booklet on mean, median, and mode. All right, thank you for watching. Good luck.